We have with us Syed Zulfi Bohari, who's an advisor to Pakistan's former Prime Minister Imran Khan, joining us from Dubai. Thanks for your time with us on Al Jazeera. So you must be disappointed with how all this has played out, culminating in, as we know, the appointment of Shehbaz Sharif as Prime Minister over the candidate that your party was backing, Omar Ayub Khan, who didn't secure enough votes.
Well, quite frankly, the entire nation is very regretful and disappointed on what's happening. The Shehbaz Sharif coming into power for the second time isn't what the country voted for. It's quite evident across the board, across the country, and now internationally, very well known that the entire election was rigged vigorously, and we have over 100 seats right now with the Election Commission of Pakistan and with the courts, reconsidering the vote counts of these recent elections, which have, by the way, by all parties across the board, have said that these elections have been badly rigged.
Right, but this is the reality right now, and the reality is that there's a new prime minister in this position. And what are you going to do as an effective opposition?
We have a three-pronged attack for what's coming up next. We are obviously going to be the strongest opposition the country has ever seen. We are going to continue our nationwide protests like we did on last Saturday. We will continue that weekly. And at the same time, we're going to approach all the doors of justice, from the Election Commission of Pakistan to the High Court, right up to the Supreme Court, still, going over the 100-odd seats. I just want to clarify that there are Form 45s, which we have put in public record. But yet there has not been one party that's come forward, or Muslim League or Shehbaz Sharif's party, to come forward and give their Form 45s out in the public. So the minute it goes to any fair or free trial, you will see that we would have won another 100-odd seats, and that takes us into a complete majority.
But what kind of policies do you want to push forward as, of course, being independent candidates? And not all parliamentarians that are under the independent are, in fact, under that independent banner. So how are you going to be able to work together?
We've merged with different parties in different provinces. In the federal, we've worked with the Sunni Ittihad Council and committee, and we want to make sure that we're part of, we've merged onto them under one banner. So that the entire federal cabinet has done, and we've merged in Punjab as well. So that isn't the problem. The problem is actually just becoming that Shehbaz Sharif has now again become prime minister for the second time without actually being elected by the people, and hence there's a matter of disappointment. We must understand that for the last 2 years, we've only been requesting one thing, and that is free and fair elections. And not so that Imran Khan can become prime minister, not that we can come into power, simply to bring political stability into the country. Unfortunately, these recent elections of February 8th, 2024 have not brought any form of political stability into the country, have actually just added to the chaos and turmoil.
What the country also needs, however, is economic stability, does it not? And we understand that Imran Khan, in a statement, is asking the IMF to carry out an audit on the elections before actually proceeding with that very needed IMF deal, because the country is pretty much in economic turmoil, is it not?
It is. Hence, there's more of a reason why we should look very carefully into the new IMF renewal package. No one is saying at all that we shouldn't go for IMF, because everyone knows the country desperately needs it. But what we are trying to say to IMF, like any lender there is in any part of the world, no matter how big or small, is that you have to be very, very responsible of who you lend to. And hence we want them to see that when they lend to a government, the government should have a public mandate. The government should not be one of instability. This government that has now taken place has allied with every single other party there is in Pakistan. So basically, effectively, what we are saying is that Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif will have to wake up every morning and call Bilawal Bhutto, will have to call MQM and every other leader, let it be if they have one person in their party or 20 people, and ask what's if they woke up on the right side of the bed in the morning. Otherwise, this government won't last anymore. So a very, very fragile government will not be able to make the tough decisions that Pakistan so desperately needs to get to economic recovery.
Thank you so much. Thanks for joining us from Dubai.